We're back with another video, and today we'll be addressing the whole Alvarez syndrome that has been going through the internet. The 150 million bid was placed for Atletico Madrid, and it was for Juliano Alvarez. And basically, me and my brothers, two Madrid fans, we are going to be having a toss at it, and we are going to be dissecting why this could be a good transfer. Why are they even making this bid? What potentials are we looking into this? Let's get into the video.
So, first of all, we were not expecting this. When it was announced that Madrid were going to bid 150 million for a certain player, a Galactico, a Cristiano Ronaldo type of player, we all thought it was going to be Michael Olise
Michael Olise.
because Fabrizio even broke the news that it was Michael Olise, even though I had suspected because in the interview, Florentino Perez had said it wasn't Olise. I had suspected, I had my suspicion. But then I thought it could be Vitina because if you are going to buy a player for 150 million, is to fix a problem, right?
And the biggest problem now in Madrid.
Yeah, it's the defense, the
And
midfield, and we
midfield.
don't have a right winger. So logically, we thought it was going to be Olise, and then we also thought it was going to be Fitina or
João
Jao
Neves.
Neves. But to our surprise, today after Florentino Perez emerged victorious in the just concluded elections, congratulations to him. Madrid sent out a bid to Atletico Madrid, 150 million bid to Atletico Madrid for Julian Alvarez.
That's money talking, bro.
So now the thing is, Kylian Mbappe, Hendrick, and Gonzalo Garcia. But now the thing is, okay, all these players are still in the team because Hendrick just returned from loan, even though they have plans to sell Gonzalo Garcia. Those are three number nine. So why go after a number nine? So one of my suspicion is because today I saw a news of Vini Jr. being linked to Arsenal and putting one and one together, Vinny Jr. has 1 year remaining on his contract and he hasn't signed a contract extension because he's asking for more money. And what he's playing on the field is not translating to the money he's asking for. So my suspicion
Also,
was is Perez planning to sign Alvarez and probably push Mbappe to the side, push Mbappe to the wing where Vini is, and maybe probably put Vini up in the market and cash out on him rather than letting him go for free. That's what I thought.
my thoughts exactly I think they need to balance out the squad. Vinny was a hardworking player. You could check back the clip. Vinny was this player that tracks back and everything. He was the full package before
When you
Kylian
say
Mbappe.
hardworking, was that's in the past,
I
like
said
past tense.
was. I added was.
You meant was.
I added the was. He was a hardworking player and he used to track back like it was not even something new. But when Mbappe came into the team, I'm not saying Mbappe influenced him to say, but just follow your mates do wetin dem do, and it's just not Vini. Also Camavinga becoming so lazy on the pitch. Vini too becoming so lazy, not giving the output, not performing that well, no consis and you're asking to be the highest ever Real Madrid player being paid. Perez is not stupid. Like for me, in a transfer, there's always strategy, especially with the new coach coming in. The structure is going to be different. All of us, we are just seeing the surface because of the concluded season. All of us, we are just seeing 4-3-3. What if Madrid want to switch it up? What if they don't want to play with wingers again? What if they want to play with two forwards? This 150 million bid one might not be worth it. I don't think Alvarez is worth 150
No,
million.
I don't think Alvarez is worth
I don't
150.
think so, but it might be what they can need to move to the next level. I vividly I can still remember Jude Bellingham signing. Back then I was still in school. I was smuggling in my cell phone to check the signings. I mean that's the season they signed Adagula too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was smuggling my phone to check signings and everything, and Madrid were like Benzema was leaving us that season. We don't have any number nine. I don't know if you get. We now sign Oselo, which already I knew Oselo was not our main number nine. Because I knew Oselo from Espanyol. I knew the kind of profile he is, like Moruki. What they call this guy? Inglais.
Bonja Iglesias.
Exactly. Those kind of strikers are not your main strikers, they are players that come off the bench. Next thing I saw, they splash 100 million for Jude Bellingham. Why? Let me not lie, I did not approve. You can't be splashing 100 million for Jude Bellingham and there was hurricane in the market that year. I remember it vividly. I was so pissed. At the end, we did not sign a striker. We went into the season, and for me, in recent time, that has been our best season ever. Two losses in the entire season. We only lost twice, and that twice were against Atletico. One in the cup and one in the league. We went unbeaten in the Champions League. Nobody talks about it that much. We went flawless in the Champions League. Jude Bellingham having one of the best ever seasons in terms of team play. What people fail to remember is that that whole team, the output coming out from the front four that were there, Hostelo, Brahim Diaz, Rodrigo, Vinicius, and Bellingham were outrageous. So my point is that this whole thing might not be how we see it, but it might be what's best for the team. And lastly, you have to back your team. It's not what I want, it's not what I think we need at the moment, but it is what it is. And let's see how it's gonna pan out.
But again, moving on to Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid, we also in Barcelona sent, okay, when it was claimed that Barcelona sent 100 million bid, and we all saw them reply Barcelona on their official page. And their reply to Barcelona, when I saw it, it was funny until I saw their reply to us today after we sent out those bids. And that be the balls from Atletico. I mean, this whole thing is just going to mean that it's going to be hard for, if nobody ends up signing Alvarez this summer. Already, Madrid and Barcelona they don't conduct transfer negotiations together. So it's going to mean that between Madrid, Atletico, and Barcelona, transfer negotiations will not be conducted, and it's going to be bad for Spanish football in actual truth, because one thing I see about English football and in England, they are big sticks. They are able to exchange players, sell players to each other. That's one thing I envy them for. But here in Spain, Madrid don't conduct transfers with Barcelona, and okay, even though Atletico conduct transfers with Barca, we are going to see that that's going to stop very soon with the events following this Alvarez saga. And then just to say, Julian Alvarez, Atletico Madrid signed him for about 80 to 90 million, the whole package. And they just received 150 million bid and they rejected it. How much do they want to sell Alvarez for? How much do they think Alvarez is worth? For me, I think they've just lost out on a big deal because they could sell Alvarez for 150 million and go out hunting for a number nine, because there's Victor Osimhen in the market, there's Serge Gurasi in the market. You can get Gurasi for less than 70 million and he would still do a good job at that number nine position. I dare say.
All I'm going to say is Atletico, you guys did good. I literally think they did good. This whole thing was very, very stage one. Because when you think about Spanish football, you think about Barcelona, you think about Real Madrid, then Atletico Madrid are the one that bites the ash of these following teams. Why do you think Real Madrid and Barcelona don't get along? The rivalry, the hatred. And Atletico Madrid, the hatred is what, see, hatred sometimes drives people where you don't know. The hate in which they have developed for Madrid in recent years is what has. Do you know how hard it has been for Real Madrid to win Atletico? I don't even know where the hatred came from. So I think to be a top club in the whole of Spain, you have to have that balls. And what they are doing for me is just respect. I respect them for it. They are showing you that one of the top clubs in La Liga. You cannot just come and take their best player. People keep saying and the big six conduct business. Big six conduct with business. The business, you know, they see say all these their flop players. As why Arsenal no try signing in Haaland? Why Chelsea no try? Who dey sign? Is it not Garnacho? Is it not Rashford to Aston Villa? Are those not the signings that we are seeing? Is it not Havertz, a washed Havertz? Is it not a washed Mason Mount? Is it not a Madueke that was not performing? These are the players that are moving around. We are not talking about any player. We are talking about Julian Alvarez, the best player in Atletico Madrid, potentially going to be one of the best players in Barca too when he goes to Barcelona. If going to Madrid too, he's going to now nobody is going to, you can't blame them for it. And Premier League have so many resources to make all these signings, but I'm still saying it, it's not their big players they toss around anyhow. You dey hear Rodri name for anybody mouth? Any of these big six you dey hear am? Or you dey hear Cole Palmer name? Until now wey Cole Palmer don dey wash. That's what I'm just trying to say. It's not that. It's the respect of being a big club and I respect them for it. Me, I thought it was funny that time and I still think it's funny. Whether I think it's funny but it's paining me but it's still funny. They are trying to tell you they are not a walkover. Go and pay 500 million, which I don't want them to pay, and I just thank God you rejected the bid.
Nobody is paying 500 million. That's just outrageous. It's just a release clause to scare away teams. Immediately Alvarez stops performing, that 500 million release clause is worth nothing. You can sign him for 35, 30 million. The point of the whole release clause is to scare away teams if there is one, because they said they have a 500 million release clause for Alvarez. That aside, it could also be one of these transfer tricks where teams play, because we also Barcelona go for Alvarez, and although they never sent an official bid according to Atletico Madrid, but according to the news we got from Fabrizio Romano, because I'm starting to doubt the information that he's giving out to us lately, because he said 100 million bid was being sent to Atletico. Atletico said they have received none. He told us the play and
Mystery.
the mystery player that Florentino Perez was about to announce, despite Perez saying that it was Olise. It wasn't Olise. Fabrizio came out to tell us that it was Olise. So,
Michael Olise.
Fabrizio, you are leading us astray these days.
Open your yash.
But
Spread it.
but that's aside. That's aside. Coincidentally, just when Atletico wanted to sign Alvarez, Madrid sent in 150 million bid when Barca were planning to send 100 million bid. Atletico had already said they valued Alvarez at 150 million, but he has a release clause of 300 million,
500.
of 500 million rather, sorry. And Madrid just sent in 150 million bid. Atletico Madrid rejected it. Logically, if you are trying to sign a player, you send in another bid. But Madrid said they are not sending in another bid. And now that Madrid have sent in 150 million bid, you cannot bid lower than what Madrid have sent in. So it has just increased Alvarez money like by a large margin.
All this Alvarez talk, last, this Alvarez in a shock. Now me una dey drag. Alvarez for me is not worth it. All this trouble people are going through. Someone that cannot consistently score you 20 goals. Someone that could not even fight for a spot between him and Erling Haaland. You're calling him a Galactico. Please rephrase that. If that's what we are doing here, Perez, you need to recheck your brain. That's what I'm going to say. Alvarez is not worth it. He's not worth the trouble. He's not worth the insults that you have made Real Madrid Football Club collect. I think the logical players to be going after. If you're insulted doing this is justified, go after Michael Olise. Michael is going to be generational. Here you bring to La Liga competition with Lamin Jabal. You go for Vitinha to complete the midfield, balance out the team too. I can take insults for these players. Is it Julian Alvarez that will not come and bench Kylian Mbappe? He might not even bench Enrico when coming back from loan. Him and Andrew will be fighting for spot, and you're making me go and chop insults. This is just, it spoils my day a bit, but I was just happy they rejected the bid. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's see each other in the next video. Peace.